have some new ideas that we came up with, my husband and I, that I wanted to archive. So we were talking about traffic one day, and I was wondering, like, what if, right, the automobile creator can build a small car like a smart car, maybe smaller or a little bit smaller, like 1/4 of a regular uh, car, then and make the car be kind of like a puzzle kind of thing where you can pull it apart or link it together. When it linked together, it can share the engine or whatever. But when it's pulled apart, it can be driven independently. That way, like, or lanes, we can actually dedicate just one lane for regular full size sedans or whatnot, and the carpool lane stay, but the rest of the lane can be cut in half for smaller cars for like regular commute, because like traffic nowadays is really high, and but then if you look in the cars, there's usually just one person in each car. Otherwise, they would have taken the carpool lane, right? So why don't we increase the lanes and increase the amount of car for small cars? But that will kind of like, and it can be rolled out face by face so that people can have time to, like, re- move away from buying regular size car and move on to smaller cars. And another benefit with that, I think, is if there's like collision, it would be less like hard, like, and less hurtful. If two small car bump into each other, I don't know if that's less, because they might have to drive slower too. Well, I don't know, but for now, what I'm thinking is just it's less congested because there's more lanes for that, um, given the streets that we have, and it's more efficient use of space. I was also thinking, like, if we build a kind of like a bridge-like structure where cars can just go from, well, no, the second part I haven't thought about clearly yet, and when I'm trying to talk about it, it doesn't make sense to me, so I'm not gonna talk about it yet. But like the small car idea, I think if there's a genius engineer who can figure that out, I think that would be good, although I don't know how useful it will be now, because they're coming out with kind of like the automated car, and my parents and I agree that, I think the reason why they're pushing for automation so much is because people are dumb. Like, people make dumb mistakes. People doesn't are not as attentive as they, can be, and they might screw other people up. Well, if they can automate it, and there's a kind of like a system during traffic hour that can automatically regulate, or based on an optimized algorithm or some optimization algorithm, something like that, direct traffic, so that it makes it kind of like relieves congestion. I think that's maybe what they're going after with the automation. I'm not sure yet, but so I don't know how useful my idea will be, even though I still think it might be useful because it's just more efficient space usage. And it helps to conserve resources. You shouldn't be driving a full size when there's only you in the car. But that's just my thought. So that's item number one. The second thing that my husband brought up was that if we wanted to open up a restaurant or something later on when we have funds for it, like, we should think about stuff that might do well in an airport restaurant, because basically especially for international airport, because a lot of people have to like stay overnight and stuff like that, and if they do that, they really don't want to go out to outside and having to go through security again. So having it there is like a high demand, and it will be a good business model. So I didn't want to forget that, just in case we look over these later on. And right now I saw like something that I might be interested in later on. I don't know how it will catch on, or if people won't like it anymore, but there's these like little Delimanjoo. I think it's a Korean dish where it's kind of like a bakery with custard inside, and it's this little cake, and it's really good. I actually looked up franchising information, but they didn't give a price, and it's based in Korea, and I have to call in a Korean number, and I don't think that would be good if I want to start something like that. There's just too much information not available for me to be comfortable, but it might be something that we might be able to revisit later on. Another idea that we had was that vending machine opportunity. If we have fun, we would really want to start just try buying vending machines, and then the number one thing is finding locations that want to have vending machines that we can put there, and the monthly rent for those vending machine location. But if we find that, and that is something that we are interested in, I think a vending machine opportunity is a good like first step for us to becoming business owner, because it's low cost, and it it doesn't need a lot of involvement. So I think that is something that we want to remember. And we were looking at our GPS, and I think the feature that our GPS needs is, especially with the traffic GPS, like the one that has live traffic, is that they don't seem to count in delays due to red light, green light, or traffic light. And I think their algorithm can be enhanced if they automatically add a minute to every traffic light that they know is in our path. That way we can have a worse case scenario arrival time, and whenever we pass a traffic light, then they can decrease a minute or an estimate or whatever off of our total time. And I think that would make it more comparable, like in taking the freeway or taking local streets. And I think that would be more helpful to people like me. It's a feature that we would like to be able to turn off or on. So don't know who to contact for these ideas, but just thought we'd throw them out there. If anyone work in these industry, or who thinks that our suggestion makes sense, please use it so that we know that at least we can benefit from it. And if you would like to donate some money to us for giving you this idea, we would gladly take it also.